Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Princess of Swords is our beginning energy, right? You're someone who likes to learn. I feel like you're always looking for the lesson in life. I feel like you're always looking to understand things more deeply. Okay? I feel like you're trying to penetrate into something. You're trying to find your way to a deeper understanding of life, of yourself, of the world, of your path, of purpose, maybe of a particular skill, right? I feel like you know how to learn. I feel like you understand that getting to the edge of what you're capable of is where you grow. That's where you learn. The edge, the border between the known and the unknown. That edge is like the learning edge, And so I feel that right now in your life, we have this desire to absorb, to push, to wrestle with things, to struggle, to fight, to gain a deeper clarity, a deeper almost wisdom, right? We realize that I think knowledge doesn't always lead to wisdom and understanding, right? Sometimes we value knowledge just for its own sake, but there has to be a discerning element here that can say, okay, I'm done with the knowledge. I need now to sort of turn it into wisdom, right? Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what is going on in your life right now. We've got, you got the heart. You've got air and water. You've got heart and mind, okay? This is authenticity. That's a Prince of Cups. You've got a Queen of Swords. Now, very interesting, the Queen is the water element of the suit that it's in, okay? So this is the water element of the air, the watery aspect of, there's water in there surrounded by air, right? So it's kind of, to me, a synthesis of heart and mind. To me, this is heart and mind put together, yeah. We have a Princess of Pentacles, a 9 of Cups, and a 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords is kind of the end of knowledge, right? And so I wonder if we've been on this path of pursuing information or consuming information, right? And we realize that at some point we sort of just need to stop and enjoy what we have, what we know, what we are, what we're doing. Yeah, very interesting that we see that 10 of Swords. Well, let's see what else we have. We have the Universe. We have an Ace of Wands. We have an Ace of Cups. And we've got the Death card. So I feel like we are kind of we're being reborn. I feel like this is a transitional state for you. I think we're recognizing perhaps a kind of futility about pursuing information, pursuing knowledge just for its own sake, just collecting data, right? If we can't find a way to synthesize that data into wisdom and understanding, it's sort of just, we're just collecting stuff. We're just collecting junk in a way, right? So I like that we have the Prince of Cups because this is the authenticity. This is saying, I need to follow my heart here, and I need to pursue those avenues of learning and skill and development and growth that means something to me. I can't read every book in the library, so how do I decide which books to read? We've got to know what resonates with us. You know, we got to pursue the path that's going to lead us to a deeper satisfaction and an authentic happiness in life, and doesn't lead us to, you know, a dead end. So I think that we're sort of realizing now that some of our pursuits in life don't really resonate with us, and maybe we're asking the question, why am I curious about so many different things? Why do I pursue the things that I pursue? Why, whether it's relationships or literally like knowledge, information, and books and learning and that sort of thing, or if it's something else, right? So I feel that we're gaining a perspective. I think we're shedding an old skin. Well, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here, and we're going to put our little octopus friend, the Eight of Tentacles, right on top there. Okay. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments down below. Let's use our intuition. Yeah. So let's take a look around the room, because we see our two major arcana energies. We see, of course, the universe and death, right? This is the fundamental force of the universe. This is the nature of nature. The nature of the universe is change, okay? So something is definitely changing. Something that has not changed in a long time for you is now finally changing, okay? We have fire. We have water, water, water. We've got air, air, air. And we got a little bit of earth energy in the background here. Okay. A little bit of earth. But I like that we have 1, 2, 3 of the water and 1, 2, 3 of the air. So to me, it is a balancing between heart and mind, right? And starting off with this at the very beginning, you know, the Princess of Swords, yeah, it's about learning and trying to, it's kind of like an investigator kind of energy, you know? Someone who's trying to penetrate into something to really get to the bottom of it. I wonder if we're realizing now that we just don't care about it anymore. I wonder if we realize that whatever we've been pursuing in this fashion, maybe there's a relationship in your life. Maybe there could be an air sign person in your life that's kind of been taking up a lot of your mental bandwidth. Okay, we could be realizing that some of these things that we're so intensely pursuing, do we really care about them? Maybe we're realizing that they sort of lead to dead ends. You know, it could be a relationship. It could be that we are trying to figure somebody out. We're trying to deal with an interpersonal problem, some relationship issue that we have with someone. But I wonder if we're beginning to have this realization that it's sort of meaningless to, like, it's pointless to try to pursue this. Like, if we get to the end of this path, what do we really have to show for it? Or what are we going to benefit through this, right? The immediate future, of course, the Ten of Swords is that pointless kind of card. It's kind of like we're recognizing that something has been a cage around us. We're recognizing that we've been living inside of a birdcage, thinking something's been our mission, thinking that something is going to reward us or something's going to satisfy us. We get there, it's a dry hole. So whatever the Princess of Swords has been pursuing, we're sort of realizing that our heart is telling us, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is a path that is leading to a dead end. It's pointless. It's literally pointless, right? You look at the Ten of Swords, all those swords, they're chipped and broken, right? There's no points on any of them. They're all broken off. So it literally is the realization that something we've been pursuing is pointless. That, you know, we've been so adamant about pursuing this course intellectually, we're stuck on it. I think we're coming to the realization our heart is stopping us and saying, wait a minute, that there's nothing satisfying at the end of that road. You're going to get there and you're going to think, oh, what the heck? Maybe we think we're pursuing the oasis, but it's a mirage. We get there and it's just dry, desiccated. It's just bones. This card always reminds me of in the cartoons, when they'd hold up the fish bones, that's what this reminds me of, that there's no meal here. What we're hoping for, of course, is our 9 of Cups. We're hoping for happiness. We're hoping for abundance, whether it's on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, or spiritual creative plane. I think we believe that this path is it, that this is going to lead us there. But we see instead that I think we're getting the deeper, almost intuitive emotion that's saying, wait a minute. Not saying it's not the path, but let's check in with our heart, because I think your heart is really trying to tell you something here. Okay? I know you want this. This is our hope. This is right above you on the path of the dove. This is what we want, all of us. We want happiness. Okay? And in a certain sense, we realize that in our pursuit of happiness, eventually all of our joy and pleasure is going to turn to dust. That the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of pleasure is always a dead end. Okay? So a life that is sort of oriented toward just the pursuit of being happy is sometimes not enough. Right? So we need to really be aware of what that 9 of Cups is. And in your case, I feel like the 9 of Cups is that feeling of I want to feel good. I want to feel physically, financially good, mentally, emotionally good, spiritually creative. I want abundance, and I want pleasure, and I want that kind of happiness. I think we realize that is a dead end. That whatever we achieve, it won't be enough. Whatever satisfaction we think we get, whatever happiness we think we're after, we get it, and it's not going to do it for us. The pursuit of something deeper, right? So I think that's why we have a 9 of Cups plus the Ace of Cups in the position of the obstacle. Because this pursuit of happiness, without the meaning of the Ace, without source, without the depth, without really that authentic energy, this is going to be a dead end. What we want is the 9 plus the 1. We want the 10 of Cups here instead of the 10 of Swords. We don't want it to be a dry hole. We want it to be the oasis. But if there's just the pursuit of happiness but no deeper sense of purpose or meaning, this is going to be desiccated and dry. It's going to be dust. I think that feels like the message to me. Okay? And well, I think the Prince of Cups is asking us, is this authentic? What is the meaning? What is the reason? Why? How does it feel? We're pursuing this 9 of Cups, and usually the 9 of Cups is my favorite card. It's happiness, right? It's abundance on every single plane of being. But why would it lead to a 10 of Swords? Well, because it's not a 10 of Cups. It's missing something. It's missing that authentic sense of purpose and direction, right? This is the authentic energy. This is the person that wants to pursue what is meaningful and speaks to my soul and resonates with me, and not just pursuing arbitrary happiness. I don't know, wherever we get that idea, right? We get it from TV, from internet, from whatever, right? What it means to be happy. We get it from magazines and TV commercials. This is happiness, We have to know for ourselves what that means. And that gives us our Ace of Cups. It gives us the connection with Source. So that we're not looking for a 9 of Cups, but instead we get a 10 of Swords. No, we're looking for a 10 of Cups, and we will get that 10 of Cups because we have included our connection with our deepest spiritual source and our authentic sense of self that gives life our meaning. We have to sort of ask the question, what is my meaning here? Why am I pursuing these things? Is this, these things aren't going to make me happy. Whether it's material things or just like having relationships, having more friends, having more things, more stuff, or just, kind of pursuing goals and achieving those goals. Like, yeah, maybe that will make us happy for a time, but all that stuff will still feel empty and dry and desiccated and dusty if it doesn't have that meaning to it. I want material things. I want relationships. I want people. I want stuff in my life, I want to have goals and then accomplish them and feel good about it. But I want that to all have meaning behind it. I want it to be all connected with Source. So without that Ace of Cups, we're not going to feel satisfied by the things we're achieving or the pursuits that we're onto, right? So the authenticity is what the meaning here really is. This search inside to say, okay, why do I want the house or the car or the relationship or the dog or the cat or the good job? Why do I want to make the money? Like, what is the motivation behind that? What about that is speaking to my authenticity? Maybe we're realizing, oh, you know what? I don't want those things. Maybe that's just something I was taught that I wanted. Yeah. And again, it could very well be that those are the things we want. I want abundance. I want a lot of food in the refrigerator, and I want to not have to worry about money. And I want to have a lot of friends and family, and I want to get them over to the house and like have, holidays and stuff like that, right? We want that sort of happy life. Okay. But we have to connect it with something deep within us, a broader sense of purpose even, right? Something higher than ego. Because the ego thinks, well, if I get the car, I'll be happy. When we get the car, we're not happy. If I get the relationship, I'll be happy. Ego gets the relationship, still isn't happy, right? So I think that you're very aware of this, and that's my point. I think that because you have the energies where they are, you already know this. I'm preaching to the choir here, and I don't mind that. I like it. I like seeing that you got this authenticity, so you know that what you're pursuing is authentic happiness. Because everybody can say, yeah, this is a list of things that kind of would symbolize happiness in a very like human, real world kind of way, right? But you know that a lot of these things are going to lead to a dusty and dry hole if it doesn't have this. So really what you're after is the Ace of Cups. Yeah. That's what you're really pursuing, which is going to make all of these things worthwhile. It's sort of these are just the means to the end. Now, underneath the surface, your Queen of Swords, this is the need for that synthesis. This is something that you're trying to do inside of yourself. This is down beneath the surface, and more on a subconscious level. You're trying to unite your water, water, water with your air, air, air. Okay, you're trying to take all the beliefs and all the interests, all the thoughts that we have, all the curiosity, all the learning, all the data, right? All the information that you possess, and you're trying to somehow match it up with your heart, your soul, your feelings, your instinct, your intuition, your spiritual connection, your creativity, your really deepest, truest soul desires. We're trying to find out where they match up, where they perhaps overlap, right? Maybe this way. And I think that that's an important gesture, right? That gesture of prayer or of honoring or recognizing the divinity of something, right? Heart and mind are together, matched up. And anything that doesn't line up like that is stuff that would just be desiccated and kind of pointless, right? So I think you're being very discerning right now. I think you're learning to unify your heart and your mind and think, okay, the things that my Princess of Swords wants to pursue, like I want to read every book in the library, but I know that I have to only choose those books that are speaking to me, resonating with me, and helping me to cultivate the kind of connection, the kind of life that I want. Authentically, We don't need to read a bunch of random books just because, well, that's what a smart person would do, right? I used to think that way. I used to think, well, I got to read just as many random books as I can because that's what people do. They read books about people and biographies and all these, history things. And I tried to get into those, and it didn't resonate with me. We have to realize that that our soul is very unique, right? That we are not. Everybody is different. Nobody is the same. And so we have to sort of resonate with our own souls, not somebody else's, right? Not in that way. To figure out what we need to, what things we need to pursue in life that will bring us the deepest satisfaction, right? The contentment, right? Of our achievements, right? So I love the 9 of Cups, because for me that's kind of like this this dopamine release, right? When we get something, it feels good, and then the ego says, well, I better go get it again. I better go do something else like that. I get that feeling again. But the Ten of Cups is more like that serotonin. That's just like, I don't feel the need for anything else. I feel almost at peace. There's a satiety. I'm not hungry for anything anymore. I don't need to keep eating food to get that feeling. I just feel good, you know. And so I think that we won't have this if we are if we're just chasing those things that are going to feel good or that we think are going to make us happy. So you've got the right alignment here. That's my point. The Princess of Pentacles in the background position. This could be a life where we were pursuing the material things, thinking, okay, well, if I get the good job, if I have a goal and I achieve the goal, then boom, I feel good. That's how I get happy, right? And we have all of these motivational kind of things going on in the world now, where it's just like, just wake up and grind. You'll get the reward and you'll feel happy. That's it. It's simple, right? If you work hard enough, you'll get the goal. If you keep trying, you'll get the relationship, you'll get the car, you'll get the puppy, you'll get the house or whatever. You'll get the promotion, and then you'll be happy. You'll be content. But even if you believe that, which I do, okay, I believe that. I don't think that's the end of it, though. And I always say that about the Nine of Cups. I say it's the happiness that keeps on happening, right? We have to continue the process, right? We have to keep doing it if we want it to feel good. Okay, you win one race. Yay, I won the race. I kind of missed that feeling. I gotta run another race, right? So it really is a card of progress. We're living a happy life, yeah, because we always have goals. And we're always striving to achieve those goals, and we feel like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing in life. If it doesn't have that connection with your authenticity, it's not going to feel happy. Okay, you're going to realize at some point that it's a dead end. So I think the Nine of Cups is very good. It's a very abundant and very happy card. Okay, it literally is one of the best cards of the tarot. Okay, because it is abundance on every single plane. In every dimension of life, it's abundance. If we want this to be meaningful, if we want this to last, if we want this to have a purpose behind it, we've got to connect with our soul. We got to connect with our authenticity. Otherwise, we're just doomed to we're doomed to kind of to keep chasing this without ever really kind of getting it, you know. And I think that you've got the right attitude right now. I really do, Sagittarius. So this card, I think, is, it's double earth energy. It's always like, we're always in this mode of like, okay, what do I have to do to produce the outcome that I want? Right? If we know what we want, and we want it, we'll kind of do anything it takes to get it. So if we identify the goal and we have that hardworking attitude and we know that we can manifest, so we can materialize the thing, if I want it bad enough, I'll do whatever it takes to get it. Okay, well that's wonderful. I mean, that's very productive energy. But once you get it, then what are you going to feel? I don't know. I think if we have the disconnect between heart and mind, we're going to get it, and we're not going to feel much of anything. We're still going to feel like something's missing. We're going to feel like, oh gosh, what was the point of that? Well, I better go get it again. I better chase after it again. And that's because we have this disconnect between our heart and our mind. If you have the unity of heart and mind, you pursue your goal and you do get this. In fact, you get that and that. You get the happiness and the satiety, the satisfaction, the fulfillment, right? But if we have this split between heart and mind, then we're getting that desiccated, pointless result, right? So let's talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. These readings are totally free. Your general energy is the universe card. To me, it feels like endlessness. It feels like this cycle that we're in, this life that we're leading is just, it's it's the same thing. It never ends. It goes on and on and on and on into infinity, right? It's eternal. This is an expanding universe, kind of like the more we achieve, the more we want. The happier I get, the more it takes for me to sustain that happiness. And to me, it feels like something has been stuck for a long time. Something hasn't changed for a long time. And I think now we're shifting out of this. We're realizing that I'm not pursuing things. I'm not pursuing happiness. I'm pursuing a contentment. To be happy, but to know I'm happy. If you're happy and you know it, not just to pursue that feeling, right? But to know what that feeling really is, and to sort of to be able to say in any particular moment, I don't need anything, especially with our Princess of Swords, because the Princess of Swords is always kind of on the hunt, is always penetrating into something else, is always looking for a new avenue, right? A new path, a new road to take to get up here. So the Universe card is a card that may say the more we get, the more we want. Because it's an expanding universe, right? I don't know if it really is. I don't know if Asimov thought so or not. I can't remember. No, I think Asimov was the collapsing universe, right? I don't know. But if the universe is expanding, that means that it's taking us more and more effort, putting in more and more energy, time, effort, energy, and or money to get the same result. Right? The universe is expanding. The world is accelerating. Things are kind of, I think things are increasing, right? So it really isn't the stagnation that I kind of implied at first. It is to me a card that says things have been continuing on for a long time in a certain way. So it's like their change hasn't really happened, even though it seems like we're putting in more and more and more and more effort to get the same result. It's like we have to work harder for the reward, and like, I don't know, you set up rats in a maze or something, right? And they get the little piece of cheese at the end. And then every time they go through the maze, they get the cheese. You make the maze a little bit bigger, a little bit more complex, a little bit more challenging. It takes longer, it takes more effort, they burn more calories. When do you get to the point where the rat just says, I don't care about the cheese anymore? I'm tired of this. I don't think a rat would. A rat would say, well, this is the maze I'm in now. I got to get that cheese. And that's what I feel with this card, is that it's just kind of like, it just keeps stretching out further and further and further. And we're, as human beings, I think we're kind of getting to that point where we're like, okay, well, you know what? This is pointless. This obviously isn't working for me anymore. I'm working twice as hard as I was 5 years ago for the same result. Okay. This is kind of an inflating universe, if you sort of catch my drift there. So, we're looking for a different method. We're looking for a different way. We have a different vision of what life should be. And now what we're doing is we're realizing that our effort has to be geared in a very fundamental way toward our the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. This is a fundamental union, right? This is the lance and the grail coming together. Okay, your will, your deepest kind of spiritual essence, connecting with a true sense of purpose. Okay, connecting with Source. Adding something different to this, saying, you know what, I can still pursue these same things that I want. Of course, we all want like a bigger bank account and, a car that works, and we want our families to be provided for and taken care of. We want a safe, comfortable place to live and all these things, right? We want our water, shelter, food, and we want a whole bunch more on top of that. Okay. But having the Ace of Wands in this position of your relationships, it's kind of like we're looking at all of these things differently. This is the card in the position of your relationships. It doesn't just mean your personal relationships or romantic relationships or your friendships. This is how you're relating to the universe itself. And kind of like, I have a different vision of what my life should be. I have a different vision of what so-called happiness is. And I think you're trying to get yourself out of that ever expanding maze of doing the work, burning the calories, getting the cheese at the end. Because the cheese is just like, oh, I'm going to be hungry in 5 minutes. And I got to go do this whole thing again to get the cheese at the end. So we're looking for something that is different, something that is deeper than that. And I think you're doing it with a lot of fire. You're doing it with your classic Sagittarius energy, which is just kind of like quiet and straightforward and powerful. You don't need to make a lot of noise about it. I don't feel like you're lamenting and weeping and wailing. I think you're just like kind of almost to yourself. You're just like, you're fired up. You're like, I'm changing my life. So you're pursuing other goals that the other people are still chasing the cheese. You got something else. I think you're after a contentment with life that says, yeah, I'm still going to strive for all the nice things in life. I'm going to work hard to be happy and have the things that feel good. But I'm going to look for that spiritual essence. I'm going to find that meaning of life. I'm going to find that ever elusive Holy Grail. Yeah, the Ace of Cups there is in the position of the obstacle. This is what we want. This is truly what we want. But this feels like in all of our repeating, Nine of Cups experiences, we never did find that. There never was that deeper satisfaction, that deeper purpose and meaning. This is something that is speaking directly to your soul, your spiritual quest, not just your human, pursuit of happiness, following your bliss. Sure. But what does that really mean? Not just the bliss of like, oh, I've got the best food here that money can buy, or the bliss of like, I accomplished my goal today, I crossed the finish line. Not that kind of bliss. Pursuing your bliss, yeah, but getting that 10 of Cups, which is the bliss. Becoming sugar, and then you'll never want sugar again. You are that. So pursuing your happiness, following your bliss is different than achieving it. So we really want that 10 of Cups. I really hope the mystery card's the 10 of Cups, But to do that, we need to go through that Death card. And the Death card is this transition energy. It's kind of the fading out of the old self. It's a shedding of skin. It's a rebirth. It's a realization that the new me is on a little bit of a different trajectory than the old me. Okay. This is a reclaiming of energy. This is us going through that process that kind of says like, okay, all the effort that I was spending going through the maze as the rat getting the cheese, all of that time, effort, energy, and or money, I can now reclaim, and I can put toward the real goal of my life, which, yes, is going to have nice things in it, but a deeper sense of meaning and purpose and satisfaction. Okay, so through any kind of a Death card energy, this is about the recycling of energy. Anytime we get the Death card, it's like, okay, other things are kind of being dispensed with. And that energy now can be reclaimed and put toward other things. Okay, it's the same thing as if, let's say we grow up and our kids leave the nest and they go and they start living their own lives. What I was in service to before doesn't really need me to be there 24 hours a day anymore, So what am I going to do with all this time, effort, energy, and money, And it's kind of a bittersweet thing. It's kind of like, oh, I missed the day, and I'm not looking forward to those days. My daughter's almost 5 years old, so she's got a ways to go before she kind of sets out on her own life's journey, and kind of leaves the house and does her thing. And I don't want that day to come, right? It'll be a sad day. But it'll also be a very important moment in, her life, but also in my life. Because I will have spent so much time investing time, effort, energy, and money into something that is my purpose. But then when that transition happens, I've got all this free time, effort, energy, and money. And what am I going to do with that? What am I going to pursue? What am I going to be in service to? Okay? And so I feel like there's something like that, you're approaching that kind of a day. And I don't know if that is, if there's literally some kind of event like that happening for you, or if this is just that growing realization that I kind of don't want to spend my time, effort, energy, and money pursuing those things anymore. I'm freeing up all of that stuff, all those resources, and I'm finding what I really want to apply that stuff to. And that's our death card. Okay. So I feel like you're very much approaching that moment, right? A mystery card. Oh, I want the 10 of Cups. I think that would really seal the deal nicely. If you have a prediction, though, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. A King of Wands. A fixed fire energy. So this is, to me, a consistency. This is a commitment to this new allocation of energy. It's a commitment to a new quest. Okay? That I think that because we have, the king and the prince are the same. They're both fixed energies, right? Fixed fire, fixed water. So I feel like once you fix your heart on the truth or the meaning or the purpose in your life, you get the fixed fire energy too, which is allowing you to go through that difficult process of transformation as you shift from the old you to the new you, and you reclaim that energy. This is someone who has reclaimed the energy and now is directing it in the right manner that resonates with their heart and soul. This is someone who is consistent and is ready for the hard work. This is probably going to imply that your path is going to get more challenging, but deeply more meaningful. Deeply meaningful. Yeah. A very fixed fire energy. A King of the Wands, someone who knows how to direct their resources in a way that is appropriate. This is, in a way, discernment, right? Instead of the Princess of Swords just kind of consuming everything, the Prince or the King of Wands knows how to direct the attention to the things that it needs to focus on, right? All the energy that we spend doing the meaningless things, now we've reclaimed that force and fire and we're directing our attention. It's all about the attention. We're directing our attention to the things that mean something to us. Yeah, I like it. We're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an Jing hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top and there's a link down below. New readings for Sagittarius, Wednesday and Sunday. Be sure to watch both readings, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.